Okay, so here's our categories. And as you can see, this is a parent category, and this little dash here, and the fact that this American is indented, that means this is a child category of this category. Okay, and we could actually take these child categories and make them parents of other categories. For example, I could have Harley Davidson and Thomas and Thor and Henderson motorcycles be categories again, and then inside of those categories I could have the different models of each of those bikes, okay? And then from the different models of each of those bikes I could make those categories again, and then have within that different years for those different models. See how you can just keep stepping it out and stepping it out? But I think for our purposes, this will be just fine as far as having this as our parent category and these are as our child categories. Okay? All right, so now let's make some articles. So let's look at our sitemap. Okay. So all of these here are going to be articles, okay? Same with these ones here. All these ones here, articles, okay? Now, and I want an about will also be an article in itself, okay? So let's look at what I have set up, okay? Okay, where are we at here? There we go. I have this folder set up right here, okay? And I've got, for example, this folder here called Old Bikes, and then I have all these different motorcycles here, okay? And of course those correspond to the articles I'm going to make. And in each one of these, I have, for example, here is Harley Davidson. I have some pictures of some vintage Harley Davidson motorcycles, right? Okay, and then I have a little write-up here. Now the write-ups I just grabbed from Wikipedia, and I'll go ahead and cite that I've grabbed, you know, all the content from Wikipedia for these write-ups. And again, this site's just being built for educational purposes, and as long as I cite the source, Wikipedia allows you to do that. So that's what I'm going to do. And so for every article I make, I already have, again, here's Henderson motorcycles. You know, I've got these pictures of old Henderson motorcycles. Just look at that. And then I've got a little write-up here about Henderson motorcycles, okay? And they're somewhat divided up between, you know, little headings here. So obviously I could make this, you know, an H2 heading, and then here's my paragraph, right? And anyway, so I'm already pretty set up like that. And I also have this little intro thing here for the about page. And my about page is going to kind of have a dual purpose, because I'm going to give a little brief history of motorcycles, because this is a site about motorcycles, but also let everyone know that this website was built in Joomla and it's part of an instructional series. Okay, so that's going to be the about page. So let's go ahead and create an about article. Okay, so we go up to Content, Article Manager. And as you can see, we just have the one welcome article so far. So we need to create a new article, and so we do that by going to the New button right here. Okay, so we're going to call this About. Okay, and let's see, what's some things we can notice. Category, we want to set this to be the About category, okay? And let's see, what else should we go over right now? Well, yeah, that's probably okay at the moment. As far as these features, I would just leave most of these right now the way they are, okay? Now, for the content, like I said, I already have that, and I'm going to just go ahead and grab it, okay, and copy it, and throw it in here, and clean it up a little bit. Okay, and so there we go. And I might add more to this, or you know, take some out, and we'll see. But for now, let's just go ahead and publish this, give it a menu item, and then we'll take a look at it. All right, so I'm going to go to Save and Close. Okay, there we go. So we have the About article. Okay, and it is in the category About. Okay, so let's go ahead and just give that a menu item right now. So remember, we create categories, and then we create articles, and then we link those articles to menu items. And we of course have to create that menu item. So you can just go to Main Menu at New, but I'm going to go ahead and take us to the Menu Manager first. Okay, and our main menu here is this menu right here, okay? And so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Okay, there we go. And Right now we just have the home. And so we need to create a new menu item. Okay, there we go. And we need to, well, give it a title, right? And we want that to be about. Okay, and again, this title here is going to show up right here. Okay, and let's see here. Now we need to select what type of menu item this is going to be. We have a lot of options here. Okay, look at this. All kinds of options going on. But under articles, still a ton of options. But we're going to keep it nice and simple and link to a single article. Okay, it knows that we're linking to a single article now, but it needs to know which article. So right here, select the article, and then we just select an article. And we only have two choices here, so I'm going to select the about. Okay, now look over here where it says menu location. Okay, there's a user menu set up as well. We'll get there. We'll get there. But for now, the main menu, this is our main menu, okay? And when we start to get into modules, you'll see that we can actually set menus up all over the place, okay? But this is our main menu, okay? And again, just like categories can have parent and children category settings, we can also do the same thing with our menu items. All right, we want this to be a root menu item, meaning we want it to show up right here. We don't want it to show up as a drop down menu or anything like that. We want it to be a menu item root. Okay, and it is going to be published. And I think that we can actually leave everything else just the way it is and go ahead and save and close. There we go. So let's go ahead and refresh this page. Okay, so now we have a home and we have an about. And there's our about page. Okay, easy enough. And it does not look very nice. First up, we have this image here, which is a nice image, but it doesn't go with our theme at all. And we have a bunch of extra stuff everywhere that I really don't need on this page. And we're going to eventually get to cleaning everything up. But for now, we are successful in having a menu item linked to this particular article right here, and this article is within, like it even says right here, the about category. Okay, so that's a pretty big step right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to our control panel now. Okay, so I'm back in my control panel now, and let's look at the sitemap again here. My map. Okay, and the next one here is going to be motorcycles. Okay, so motorcycles. I want to have a menu item that you can click on that just says motorcycles, and then we'll have what this little write-up I have here on, the history of motorcycles. Okay, so what I need to do then is create. We already created the motorcycle category, and so now I want to create a motorcycle article. Okay, and we're going to call that motorcycles. Okay, motorcycles. And we're going to put that in the category of motorcycles. And I'm just going to grab this content. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and just stick it in here. Okay. And it's actually quite a mess right now, but that's okay because we're going to do a lot of formatting here in a few minutes, and we're going to upload, some images and make these different headings and paragraphs formatted really nicely. Okay, so and I'll get rid of this citations here from Wikipedia. We are going to cite Wikipedia as the place where we've mined all this content from, but I want the text itself to be nice and clean. Okay, so here we go, motorcycles, and we're going to go into a bit about the steam-powered bicycles. Believe it or not, there was steam-powered bicycles, and then after that we'll go into what's considered perhaps the first true combustion engine motorcycle. Okay, so let's go ahead and save and close. Okay, and so here we go, but of course it's not going to show up on our front page yet because we need to assign it to a menu item. So I'm going to go to main menu because I know I want this to be on the main menu, and go to add new menu item. Okay, and the same exact thing again. We're going to keep this in the main menu. We're going to make it a menu item root just like before, and we're going to select the type of menu. Oh, by the way, see how I can hover over these different areas, and it actually gives me a tooltip. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Okay, so anyway, I wonder if you can do that here as well. Nope, but anyway, you can over here, and we'll let you know what exactly these things are. Okay, yeah, so that's really helpful. Anyway, let's go ahead and select our menu type, and this will once again be a single article. Okay, now I know that's a single article, but what kind of article? Or which article, I should say. And it's going to be the motorcycles article. And okay, we have to give it a name here too. So yep, motorcycles. It knows I've already written that, so it's expecting it. So that's why those little pop drop downs happen like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and yep, save and close. Okay, and let's go over here and view the site. All right, there's our third menu item on our main menu up on top. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Alright, and here's our little write-up here about steam-powered bicycles and the first motorcycle. No formatting whatsoever done yet, okay? Of course, I want to make these, heading, this will be my heading 1 up here in that size. I'll make this, an H2 heading 2, and, we'll divide up all this and make it look really nice, and throw some pictures in here as well, okay? But, as you can see, things are coming right along. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back now to the, control panel. Okay, let's look at the sitemap. So we have the home, right? And that's this home here. And then we have an about, and the about is within it links to the about article, which is in the about category. And then we have motorcycles, which links to this page right here, which is within the motorcycles category. And what I want to do now is set it up so that when I hover over the motorcycles menu item, the categories for American, Japanese, and British motorcycles will pop down right here. Okay, and then when I click on one of those, I'd like it to take me to a page that gives me a collection of articles. Okay, for example, if I click on the if I hover over motorcycles, I want the American one to drop down. And if I click on that, it's going to take me to a page that has all of these motorcycles on it. But what I want to do is set it up so that there's just the title and an image to each one of these motorcycles. And then if I click on the title or the image, it's going to take me to the actual article about that motorcycle. And the reason I want to do it that way is because it's a very organized way to go. I mean, look at how many of the British bikes I have. If we didn't have it set up that way, maybe I would hover over motorcycles and my categories, American, British, and Japanese, would pop down. And then when I hover over the British, this huge list would drop down, okay? And I don't want to do that. And so this is, I think, a nice organized way to go. And I can introduce category blogs that way. So what I want to do now is go ahead and set up one of the articles here within the American category, okay? And then we'll create, I'll do a couple. And then we'll set up a menu item that links to an entire category. So coming back over to the article manager, or I can just create a new article. Okay, and let's see here. What should we start out with? Well, we're starting out with American bikes, so we might as well start out with Harley Davidson. And what category? It's in the American bikes category. See, there's 2 dashes there, right? Because remember, it is actually the motorcycles here is the parent one, and the American is a child of that. Okay. Now I do have some content ready to go. Let's see, where are we at? Old bikes, Harley, right up, and it's a pretty big right up there. Okay. Perhaps don't need quite that much information, but hey, why not? It's a content management system. We can easily manage this much content. Now, okay, it's kind of messy here, so I'm going to clean it up a little bit. And, yeah. Well, we'll go back actually here just in a few minutes and do some real article formatting to all the articles we have before we get too, lost in creating articles here. But I'm just, for the sake of doing it, I'm going to clean this up just a touch. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay, we'll get there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and, and save and close. Okay, and you know, maybe I didn't need to save and close actually, because I want to create one more American bike. Okay, and let's see, which should we do here? Let's grab Thor next. Okay, a very old bike. Okay, Thor. All right, Thor, and Thor's an American bike, and I've got some content for that right here. Okay. Okay. Thor. Okay, great. Okay, I actually did not get this from Wikipedia. I got this from the Aurora Automatic Machinery website. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and link back to them, and we'll do that when I show you how to create links. Okay, so yep, let's go ahead and save and close. Okay, so we've got Thor motorcycles, which is an American category. We have Harley Davidson, which is an American category. Now, let's go back over to the menu manager. Okay, and go to the main menu. Okay, now what I want to do is create a menu item for American motorcycles, and I want that to link to the category itself, not to an individual item, an individual article, because I've got a bunch, okay? And this is, I think, a better way to organize this. So how I do it is I, create a new menu item, and we're gonna call this, American. Okay, all right. And what kind of menu item? It's going to link to a category blog, okay? And it wants to know what category, and we're going to link to the American bikes, okay? Menu location, main menu. However, we don't want it to be a menu item root. We want it to be a child of the motorcycle menu item. Okay, so you'll see what I mean here in a second. So American, yes, we'll go through all these, when we eventually. Don't worry. I'm gonna go ahead and just hit save. Okay, and now I'm going to go back over here and refresh this page, and it looks like nothing happened, except look at that. When I hover over it, I can click on motorcycles, or I have the option to go into the American category. And if I click on that, it takes me here, and I've got Thor motorcycles, and I've got Harley Davidson, and the Harley one's huge, right? That's okay, because we're going to format all of that. No problem. Throw in images, divide it up. There's a way to where we can say that we only want the title and an image, and if we want a little intro right up here, and that's it. And we can literally cut it off right here, and you can click on something that says read more, and that will take you to the whole article. So we don't have to, once we, as you can imagine, if we had all the American bikes on one list, it would just scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll forever. Well, we're kind of scrolling forever, but we're going to clean that up. But you can see now how we can organize all this content, right? We have our home, we have our about page, we have our motorcycle page, or we can go to the American page. And of course, we're going to have British and Japanese set up here as well. And then we're going to do the same thing with our news and events page, because we're going to be able to hover over that, and it'll take us to different categories of news and events. All right. So, yeah, let's go ahead and now that, I'm going to do a lot more here. As you can imagine, let's look at my sitemap here. I have to set up all these pages under American motorcycles, all these ones for the Japanese, and all these ones for the British, and I'm going to make them child menu items and of this menu item here. And of course, each one of these are going to be linked to a category blog. I'm going to repeat the exact same steps that I just did when I made the American motorcycle here with the two different articles within that category. So I'm going to repeat a lot of steps right now, and that's going to take a little bit to do. So there's no reason to actually show you how to do all this over and over and over and over and over again, because it's going to be really similar as I lay that out. So what I'm going to end up doing is creating articles for these other American motorcycles and assigning them to the American category. Okay, and we already have a menu item here for that. And so automatically, remember this was a category blog menu item, and so they're going to just be added to this long list here, okay? And then of course we'll clean those up so that it's not this huge giant scroll right here of text, okay? And then I'm going to do the same thing for the Japanese bikes, okay? I'm going to make the articles for the Japanese bikes and assign them to the Japanese article. And then I'm going to create another menu item, and that menu item is going to be a category blog, and I'm going to name that menu item Japanese. So I'll be able to have the American, and then down below will be another drop down for Japanese bikes, and I'm going to do the same thing for British bikes, okay? And by the way, I'm not even doing these in any particular order of importance here, or what my favorite motorcycles are, anything like that. Although I sure do love these bikes. Okay, anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. And then for the gallery as well, I'm going to, create a menu item here, and I'll go over all of this again, and then I'll create these different articles here that I'm going to put different galleries in. All right, I'm going to do that, and this here will be a menu item that links to these here, and then we'll do the same thing right here. And then after I build it all, I'll go through the menu items and the categories and the articles and show you exactly what they are and exactly what I did. But it's so redundant just doing that it'll take forever for you to sit here and watch me do it, and they're literally the same exact steps over and over again. Okay, so I'm going to flash forward into the future right now, and I'll be back.